Happy Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everyone! Happy Christmas!
Hope it's a good one.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Have a lovely time.
Feel like Dave Tomlinson.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas!
Yo ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Joyeux Noël, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Natal, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Everyone in the lane, we love you all.
Happy Christmas.
Give us a wave as well. How are you doing it?
Merry Christmas, church.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Christian kerstfeest allemaal. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Happy Christmas!
Hi, everybody, and a Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everyone. Wish you all the best and have a great time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Happy Christmas, everybody!
Hope to see you all soon.
Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas, church.
Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas!
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Miss you all.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everyone!
Happy Christmas.
Happy
Christmas, church.
Morning, morning, morning! Good morning and welcome to Church Online.
If you're new, an extra warm welcome for you. If you didn't know, I'm Noah and this is Dee.
Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. So are you feeling quite festive, Noah?
Yeah, I'm quite festive this season. What did I just say?
Feeling quite festive this season. What's been making you feel festive? Go on. Hey, come back. What's been making you feel festive this week?
Christmas party day and Christmas jumper day in school. Also putting up our Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was last weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was great, yeah. Feeling very festive. We've had our nativities, we've done lots of singing, we've broken up for Christmas!
Yay!
And we had our carol service last night, which was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
So thank you very much to everybody who took part and made that happen. It was great fun. Lovely. Okay, so our service this morning, we're going to do some worship, but first
I'm going to do my devotional.
you better go. Great. So hand over to you, Noah.
Today we are going to think about the wise men. There must be times when the journey got so hard. It was such a long journey. Maybe they wondered if it was worth keeping going, but they did keep going and follow the star to see Jesus. But why? In Matthew 2 it says, they saw the same star they had seen in the east. It went before them until it stopped above the place where the child was. When the wise men saw the star, they were filled with joy. They went to the house where the child was and saw him with his mother, Mary. They bowed down and worshipped the child. They opened the gifts they brought for him. They gave him treasures of gold, frankincense and myrrh, but God warned the wise men in a dream not to go back to Herod. So they went home to their own country by a different way. So the Bible tells us why the wise men keep going to Bethlehem was they wanted to know who Jesus was and worship him. Would we leave everything behind to meet him and follow him? Are we praising him? What are we giving to God? Let's pray and ask God to help us. Dear God, we know you will never leave us. We ask you to guide us each day. We want to know you more, so just like the wise men. We ask you to show us your light so we can follow you through any situation. Amen. Bye.
Come ye to Bethlehem.
Thank you, worship team, that was great.
So this week's Christmas question is, what difference has Jesus made to your life? What do you think, Noah?
I think Jesus has made me a better person.
I think it just changes the way that you look at things. Instantly being able to talk to Jesus in good situations and bad situations, I think that's just been a real comfort to my life. Let's take a look at some of the responses from other people in the church, shall we, Noah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's made a massive difference, really, but if I had to pick one thing, it would be acceptance. That's something I've never really had before I became a Christian. Whether it was at home or at school or whatever, it was always like rejection or bullying, and I'd try all sorts to try and fit in, and none of it ever worked. So becoming a Christian and knowing that Jesus, he accepts me as I am now, is amazing, and not just kind of a reluctant, I'll wipe the slate clean, but he passionately wanted to adopt me into his family, and God sent his son into the world to do that. So it's amazing knowing that I'm accepted by God.
Compassion for others, and giving, and discerning people. Well, I try and discern people's needs.
When you've got Jesus in your life, you actually look at the world with different eyes, and I feel loved, I have hope, and I have peace in my life.
Yeah, in my case, I just feel that Jesus is a constant friend. He's just always with me, and he changes my view of myself and others, and just inspires me to change and keep moving forward.
Knowing Jesus means that you can always know hope because Jesus conquers death, and you can always know that love and justice and truth are bigger than anything else that's going on, because that's what Jesus brings us.
Jesus' gift at Christmas transformed my life at the age of 15.
I would say he's made me more aware of how we behave to each other and what we should and what we shouldn't do.
Well, as a child, I was encouraged to attend the local Anglican church in Wavertree, St Mary's, along with my big sister and little brother. And I was in the Cubs and the Scouts and Sunday school at that time, was in the afternoon. That shows how long ago it was. And I remember my confirmation at the age of 13, but the only memory I have was I had a really sore neck because I had a brand new shirt on. But then I sort of drifted away from church because it was football and hanging out with mates. But then I got to the age of 40 and I realised I didn't have a relationship with God. I regarded myself as a religious person. So I connected with the local church, All Hallows, started attending, and then over a number of years studying the scriptures and coming to faith in the Lord Jesus and recognising that he knew me before the foundation of the world. And I thought, how can you get your head around that? He knew me before the foundation of the world. What an incredible and patient God that we serve. That his mercy is new every morning. That he is faithful to each of us. And it's not about what we've done. It's about what he did for us through his son Jesus, through his atoning death on the cross, taking up all my sin and guilt and shame and giving me a new start through his resurrection life. Hallelujah, what a saviour.
I think just knowing that I'm cared for, looked after, that the pressure's off, that it's not all about what I can strive for and attain to, that I've actually got a saviour who's interested in the detail of my life and is looking after me and looking over me, looking out for me.
But I think the one thing is around providence, which I had to look up the actual definition because I wasn't too sure about it myself. But a sense of deep confidence and provision and care and protection throughout every juncture of life and every part of my life.
A huge one. I never thought I would travel around the world. I never thought that I'd be a researcher. I never thought that I would have seen some of the great miracles in finance and just all sorts of things, but it's the little things that he does for me. He always promises me that I'm never alone and that I'm never by myself, and especially at this time of year I think that's really important to realise.
Has made every difference in my life. My life was completely changed when I said yes to him.
Since asking Jesus into my life a couple of years ago, I found that even when I'm going through difficult times, that I'm more at peace with myself. I like that I can just chat with Jesus now 24/7, even when I'm just walking the dog, just knowing that he's there for me. I also find that I appreciate a lot more things now in life, and I'm learning to forgive.
Just thinking about my life and, you know, what Jesus it means to me, and I can't imagine really about how how my life would be without Jesus. He's the rock. He's what I lean upon. He's the constant in my life, and he's the one who holds things together when the storms of life come. And I've come to totally rely on him, and I don't really know what my life would be without him.
Morning church, for the final Youth Christmas Challenge we are doing the Christmas tree throwing competition. Now the rules are very, very simple. Each kid will have 2 goes to throw a Christmas tree as far as they can, using every ounce of strength that they have with them. Now, I know you might be worried, but there is a disclaimer. We aren't using a real life full-size Christmas tree. We have got a small inflatable one. Health and safety has been prioritised. So we're going to hand you over to the action now.
You can do it! Ah! You can do it, Eva! Good lad! Oh!
Oh, it's not bad, it's not bad.
They are measuring the extremely important distances. This is very important work we are doing. He has 2 broken wrists. Can he kick it further? Oh! Good lad! Jake has just got the world record and we missed it on camera. Go! She has not beaten the throw. Oh, she's... It's her on! Go! Oh!
So a big round of applause for everybody that took part, and a big congratulations to Lewis, who was the winner of the inaugural Christmas tree throwing competition. I'll tell you what, 2032 Winter Olympics will look back, history in the making. Well done, guys. Merry Christmas.
Well, would you like to have a go at that, Noah?
Yeah.
What's coming up next?
Lindsay doing the talk for the kids and Rob's doing the talk for the grown-ups.
Fabulous. And then we're going to finish off with some worship.
Far away to the east of Judea were some wise men who studied the stars. "How bright the stars are tonight," said one wise man. "Look at that star," said another as he pointed to a star that was brighter than all the rest. "That must be the one we have been expecting," they said to themselves. "It's a sign from God," said a third wise man. "God is trying to tell us the King of the Jews has been born." "Yes, I think you are right," one of the men said. "Let us leave right away and go so we can see for ourselves. But we must bring along gifts fit for a king," the wise men said. The men quickly packed their belongings, put them on their camels and started on their way. It took them several days to travel across the desert. When they got to Jerusalem, they went to see King Herod. "We have come all this way to worship the new king," they said. "We have followed his star in the east, and it has led us here. Can you tell us where we can find the new king?" A new king? What were these men talking about? King Herod was a wicked and selfish king, and he didn't want anyone to take his place on the throne. He quickly called the chief priest and asked, "Where is the new king to be born?" "One of the prophets said it would be born in Bethlehem," they answered. Now the king was really worried. He called the wise men to come and talk to him. "When did you see this star and how long have you been following it?" he asked. The wise men told him about their studies, which led them to Bethlehem. "I'll tell you what I'd like you to do," King Herod said, sounding very kind and concerned. "Go to Bethlehem and find the child and then come back and tell me. I want to go and worship him too." "Look," said one of them, "there is that star again. It's the same star we saw in the east many weeks ago." They tried to hurry their camels as they clattered down the streets of Bethlehem. At last the 3 wise men came to the place where Mary and Joseph were staying. When they saw the baby Jesus, they fell on their knees and thanked God for him. They then brought their gifts to Jesus. There was gold, frankincense, which was burned on the altar, and myrrh, which was a herb. All these gifts were precious and very expensive. The wise men wanted to give him the very best. That night, the wise men had a dream. An angel told them not to go back to King Herod. "He wants to hurt the baby. Go home a different way," the angel told them. Not long afterward, Joseph also had a dream. "Go quickly to Egypt with the baby and his mother," an angel said. "King Herod will try to kill the child." So that same night they left for Egypt. "What can this mean?" asked Mary in great alarm. Why would anyone wish to kill baby Jesus? I don't know, said Joseph, but we must do as the angel said, and we must hurry. When King Herod found out the wise men were not coming back, he was furious. I've been tricked, he shouted, but I know a way to get rid of that new king. And he ordered all baby boys who were 2 years and younger to be killed. What an awful thing to do. But remember, King Herod did not love God, and he thought nothing of doing wicked things. But of course, baby Jesus was safe in Egypt. God took care of his special son. When Herod died, an angel of the Lord spoke to Joseph in a dream. He was still in Egypt at the time. The angel said, "Get up and take the baby and his mother back to Israel. Those who were trying to kill the child are dead." So they went to the town of Nazareth.
After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him." After they heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. When they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route.
Hi, my name is Rob and I'm one of the pastors at Long Lane Church in Liverpool. It's great that you could be with us this morning for our third and final Christmas Sunday. Phoebe has just read for us that famous account of the wise men following the star to find Jesus. Now, these were pre-sat-nav days, so I don't know how you would have coped with that, perhaps. For me, that would have been great. You know, sat-nav, it's very helpful, but where's the romance in that? You know, jump in the car, just see where you end up, get the map out if need be. Yeah, my wife disagrees too. But anyway, friends of mine did that very thing. They got in the car and they were driving to a wedding from South Wales to London. Now that took them about 3 hours to drive along the M4 to get to the kind of the general area where the wedding was taking place. So they got onto the M25 and they drove around it a little bit, and they came off at the exit and they drove up that exit, up that road for a while. And after 5 or 10 minutes or so, they started to think, do you know what, maybe we got off at the wrong exit. So they drove back down, back onto the M25, round a little bit further, came off at the next exit, went up that road. 5 or 10 minutes later again. Do you know, this just doesn't seem right. They ended up doing this so many times that they describe it as if they were trying to draw the outline of a spider. If you can imagine the outline of a spider. Time went on a little bit, and by this point they'd been in the car 5 hours, and they realised they were going to miss the wedding. But they thought, it's fine, come on, let's stay calm, we can still make it to the reception. Well, another 2 hours passed, and they had to come to the conclusion that actually they were just going to have to turn back and not just miss the wedding, but miss the reception too. I'm told that the atmosphere in the car was something that they're hopeful that they'll never see in their marriage ever again. It was a complete wasted journey. They did not arrive at their destination, which thankfully is not today's story. What we've heard today is that the wise men followed the star and they arrived at their destination. Now, they were desperate to find this place, not just so that they could have the relief of, oh, we've got there, which is definitely what my friends wanted, But also, like my friends, they wanted to then celebrate. They wanted to then know that joy of finding what they were looking for. And we read, or we've just read in fact, that they were overjoyed as they saw Jesus. Why? Because they had found the King of the Jews. They'd found the Messiah. They had found Jesus. And as a result, their response, as we've just heard, was that they bowed down and they worshipped him. And you know, that's my own story. No, not that I followed a star to find Jesus, but when I found Jesus and when Jesus found me, I found somebody who I believed was utterly worth my worship. In fact, I believed that they were worth my entire life to thank him for what he has done for me. In fact, that's the story of millions of people across the world today and throughout history. And in fact, we've heard from some of them earlier on where they were asked the question, what difference has Jesus made in your life? And each one in turn spoke of the difference that Jesus had made in their life. I wonder, have you found that difference? Have you found Jesus, and have you known the difference that he makes when we find him and he finds us and we choose to give our lives to him? Because Jesus was no regular baby. He was God's rescue plan for humanity. He was the love of God personified in a baby. He would prove to be God's son, who would show us how to live through his life. And then through Jesus' death at that first Easter, that we would know forgiveness for our sin and that we could be brought back to that right relationship with God and know the peace and the freedom and the security that we were created to know. You know, a few years ago, somebody told me about this app that you can get on your phone called the Couch to 5K. I mean, I say it's a few years, it might have only been a few months ago, but it feels like a long time ago. And I was just like, yeah, that's not me. And I didn't really think too much about it. And then somebody else started talking about it, and then somebody else, and somebody else. And I thought, well, yeah, all right, maybe one day I'll check it out. I'll see what they're ranting about. If you've not heard of it, it's an app you can get on your phone that quite literally takes you from a place where maybe you don't exercise much at all to within 10 weeks being able to run 5K. Well, you might have guessed it already, I've become a convert. I downloaded that app a few weeks ago and I'm halfway through that process now. And I have to say, yes, I can now see what my friends and other people that I spoke to about it, what they were on about and why they were ranting about it. Because sure enough, I'm finding myself now running 3 times a week and really enjoying the process. Now, I wonder if that's a little bit like you with Jesus. Maybe you've heard about Jesus many times, maybe even in school or some other setting somebody's told you about Jesus, you've heard about him. Maybe you've even gone to church a few times. But I just wonder, have you tried him out? Have you shelved him and thought, no, that's not really for me, I don't know what you're going on about, that's not for me, he's irrelevant. Or maybe I'll come back to Jesus at some point, but it's not for now. Well, I want to urge you this Christmas time to try him out, to see what the fuss is all about, to see why we would be encouraging you so much to do this. I think at this time it's a great opportunity in these crazy times that we've been in to take a step back and to reflect and to think about maybe some of life's big questions. And if you're interested in doing that, we would love to invite you to something called the Alpha Course. This is an informal, fun way of exploring some of life's big questions. That'll be starting again in the new year, and if you're interested, there's an email address below where you can just contact our pastor and let him know, and he'd be more than happy to get in touch and to just give you some more details about what that would be. You know, I believe that if you choose to pursue Jesus, if you choose to go on this journey, this adventure of finding out who he truly is, I don't believe that you'll get to that destination as such and conclude, like my friends, that they'd wasted their time on that journey to that wedding. I don't believe that you'll come to a place where you'll believe, well, that was a waste of time, a wasted journey. No, actually, I believe that like the wise men, when you find Jesus and Jesus finds you, that you'll actually discover that it's the destination that you were created for, to know him and to know his love for you, that he sent Jesus into the earth for you and for me, for the whole of humanity, that we might know love, real love, true love, unconditional love in the person of Jesus. And as you find that love, if you haven't already, I believe that you, like those wise men, will be overjoyed to find that true love. May you know the peace and the joy of Jesus this Christmas time. And as you do, I believe that you too, like me and like so many, will choose to worship him. God bless you this Christmas.
We're coming to the end of our service now, and we're going to end with a prayer.
So
do this.
Yeah, dear God, we just thank you for everybody who is involved in the service today. We just pray that the messages that we've heard will just really resonate with us and help us to be more like you. We ask, Father, that we would have a heart to really want to know you, to love you, and desire to know you even more than we do. And we just pray that in everything we do, you will be with us, and we will feel that you are with us, Lord.
And you are our star, and we will follow you.
Yeah, Lord, thank you for your light in the world. And we just pray that, that we'll just never forget how amazing you are and what Christmas is really about. I just pray that you'll just be with everybody as we get closer to Christmas, and that you will just be at the centre. And thank you for the hope that you give us. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, we just hope you have a great week. We hope you have a great Christmas. Keep safe, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
As much as Buddy was accepted by his family and friends, there were a few drawbacks to being a human in an elf's world.
Hey, Ming Ming. I'm gonna be a little bit short on today's quota.
It's all right, buddy. Just how many Etch-a-Sketches did you get finished? Come on, buddy, how many?
I made, 85?
That puts you 915 off the pace.
Why don't you just say it? I'm the worst toy maker in the world. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
No, buddy, you're not a cotton-headed ninny muggins. We all just have different talents, that's all.
Seems like everyone else has the same talents except for me.
You have lots of talents. Special talents, in fact. Like, special talents?
You changed batteries in the smoke detector?
You sure did. Triple A's. And in 6 months, you'll have to check them again. Won't he? And you're the only baritone in the elf choir. You bring us down a whole octave.
In a good way.
See, buddy, you're not a cotton-headed ninny muggins. You're just special.
And so, Buddy was sent where the special elves work.
Hey, Foom Foom. I hate to do this to you, but think you can help me pick up the slack on those Etch-a-Sketches?
No problem.
I appreciate it. Buddy is killing me. I already got Lum Lum and Choo Choo pulling doubles.
It's quick thinking yesterday with that special talents thing.
I feel bad for the guy. Just hope he doesn't get wise.
Well, if he hasn't figured out he's a human by now, I don't think he ever will. If he hasn't figured out he's a human by now, I don't think he ever will.
think they're too small.
You're just special.